Good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingnay Team Hoki bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include Go-to calls for action as fringe area insurgency sparks new unrest instead of Manipur. Kuki MLAs in Sadar Hills condemn May Day aggression during Christmas, call for restraint and vigilance. Kuki Zoo Council condemns attacks on community, demands government's intervention. News in details. In a bold demonstration of unity and defiance, the Committee on Tribal Unity, COTU, organized a 12-hour total shutdown across Sadar Hills in Kangpopi district alongside a public protest at Gamgipay. The action was in response to alleged ongoing attacks by armed miscreants from the valley, which began on Christmas Eve in the Bungpi region. The shutdown, which lasted from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., brought normal life in the district to a standstill. Vehicular movement was completely halted, and business establishments and markets remained closed for the day. The protest signaled a unified stand against the escalating violence and the forced demolition of defensive structures in Kuki fringe areas. Adding to the resistance, hundreds of Kuki women took to the fringe area in the Bungpi region, forming human barriers to prevent security forces from demolishing community-built bunkers. Their collective action underscored the community's determination to defend its territories amidst ongoing aggression. At the protest site in Gamgipay, demonstrators raised powerful slogans such as Mayday narrative, wrong narrative, our volunteers, our shield, and let us celebrate our festival without fear. These chants highlighted the community's rejection of alleged false narratives and their demand for peace and security during the festive season. COTU leaders reiterated their call for the central government to address the root cause of the conflict, particularly the presence of valley-based insurgent groups in the fringe areas. They emphasized that the Kuki community would continue to defend their land and stand against any attempts to undermine their rights and safety. The protests and shutdown reflect the mounting frustration and resilience of the Kuki community, which has endured months of violence and instability. COTU called on the government to prioritize dialogue and take immediate action to ensure peace and security in the region. Addressing the media, COTU spokesperson Anjilun Kipgen condemned the relentless assaults on the Kuki community's fringe areas, including Saibol, Tuichin, Eskononpai, and Mongnilzang, even on Christmas Day. Today, we gather to voice our deep resentment against these unabated attacks. It is not us, but the valley-based insurgent groups who initiated aggression on Christmas Eve, persisting for 5 consecutive days, Kipgen declared. Despite their provocations, we chose peace, honoring our festive season of harmony, he added. The spokesperson appealed to the central government for immediate intervention, emphasizing that the continued presence of valley-based insurgent groups in fringe areas is the root cause of unrest. As long as these groups remain in our regions, we will defend our land. No force, whether the army, central or state, has the right to dismantle our defensive positions unless these insurgents are first removed, he asserted. Kipgen also highlighted discussions with the center-appointed DGP of Manipur, reinforcing the urgent need to address this issue. Addressing Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah directly, Kipgen expressed the community's exhaustion after enduring 19 months of ethnic and religious persecution. Isn't it shameful that this conflict that has dragged on for nearly 2 years? This issue can be resolved in a single day through political dialogue. No amount of military intervention can bring peace.
Kuki community are gathered here at Gamgipay in order to show our resentment against the unabated attack on our fringe area at Saibol, Tuichin, as Hononpai, Mongnilzang, which is a legit area that has been attacked even on Christmas Day. And we would like to make it clear and rectify that it is not us, it is them who had the valley people who had started attacking on us on Christmas Day. Now, we would appeal to the central government in order to solve this issue, in order to bring a semblance of peace at this stage. The valley-based insurgent group should not be housed in a fringe area. As long as the valley-based insurgent groups are in the fringe area, I am telling you, mark my word, our people, our volunteers will fight for our land, will protect our land, and no amount of force, whether it's the army, whether it's the central force, the state, have the right to demolish our bunker. If you want our bunkers to be removed, first remove the valley-based insurgent group. That's what we have discussed with your appointed DGP of Manipur, and that needs to be reinforced. Dear Amit Shah, Modi ji, I don't know what you think of the Kuki community, but we have endured 19 months of atrocities, ethnic as well as religious persecution. Isn't it shameful for you as a nation, as one of the greatest democratic country in the world? Aren't you ashamed to let this conflict go beyond 2 years? It's a high time. You can solve the problem in a day through political dialogue. No amount of security forces, no amount of army in this conflict zone would never solve the problem. It has to be through a dialogue, and we are tired, sir. We are tired as a Kuki community. The reason why we could not respond on the 24th, 25th, and 26th is because it is our festive season. It is our Christmas, and on our Christmas, we want peace and harmony. That is the reason why we did not retaliate. But the valley-based media has taken advantage of that and had put up in the media that we were the ones. Kindly check your source, and as long as the valley-based insurgent groups are removed from the fringe area, this
No amount of military intervention can bring peace. It must be dialogue-driven, Kipgan emphasized. The Kuki community's message is clear: remove the valley insurgents, restore peace, and end this prolonged conflict, he asserted. The Kuki leadership in Sadar Hills, Kangpopi, has strongly denounced the ongoing attacks on their communities in fringe areas such as Saibol, Tuichin, Mongnyealzang, and Eskonumpai. These assaults, allegedly carried out by radical Meitei groups since December 24, have cast a shadow over Christmas celebrations, drawing sharp condemnation. In a joint statement, the three MLAs, Nemta Kipgen, Minister for Textiles, Commerce and Industries and Cooperation, Haukolet Kipgen and Kim Yeo Hang Sing, called the aggression shameful and condemnable, asserting that the targeted area lies firmly within their administrative domain. They rejected interference from valley-based authorities, emphasizing the competence of their governance structures. For 19 months, the Kuki community has endured ethnic and religious persecution, the statement highlighted, with the recent violence adding to their suffering during a season meant for peace. Yet, the leadership urged their people to remain vigilant and steadfast, prioritizing the protection of their land without resorting to retaliation. The leaders also appealed to the Interagency Unified Command to prevent the establishment of camps for valley-based insurgent groups in the sensitive Hill Valley border areas. They further cautioned state police against becoming tools of radical organizations like Arambay Tengol, which they accuse of acting as Trojan horses in the conflict. This unprovoked aggression during Christmas is a deliberate provocation designed to erode our hopes for peace and reconciliation, the statement declared. The Kuki leadership expressed deep disappointment with the valley-based Meitei leadership's failure to foster harmony, contrasting it with their own commitment to pursuing political aspirations through civil and restrained means. The message concluded with a call for resilience and unity, urging the Kuki people to rise above provocations and continue their dignified fight for justice and self-determination. The Kuki-Zo Council condemns in the strongest terms the ongoing and relentless attacks on Kuki-Zo communities, particularly the recent violent incidents in the Saibol-Tuichin area. These attacks, carried out by Valley-based insurgent groups VBIGs, demonstrate the continuous, insidious efforts to destabilize and disenfranchise the Kuki-Zo people, says KJC. The Kuki body, rejected as a legitimate organization based in the state by the Manipur government, says that the calculated attempt to undermine the safety, security, and dignity of the Kuki-Zo people, particularly during Christmas, is not only a blatant disregard for the lives and well-being of the Kuki-Zo community, but is a grievous case of religious oppression of the minority Christian community. The coordinated and relentless attacks by the combined force of VBIGs, Arambay Tinggol, and Maytay Police Commandos against the Kuki-Zo people demand a fitting response from the central government. The Kuki-Zo Council expresses grave concern over the partiality and bias displayed by the central security forces deployed in the region. While the Kuki-Zo people continue to face terror and violence, the central forces seem to focus their operations within Kuki-Zo areas as though punishing the very victims of these attacks. It is deeply troubling when the Kuki-Zo community is subjected to increased security. At Kalayapuran MT Residential School in Kollam, a group of students will stage a special dance performance on New Year's Eve. They will wear khamtang, the traditional attire of Kuki community from Manipur, and mongvom, a cloth worn as a belt. They will perform around a campfire, adding to the festive mood. This is how the children hailing from Kuki community in Manipur plan to celebrate their new year in Kerala. There is no need to rehearse, for they know the steps like the back of their hands. They also have the attire ready. These children had lost their homes in ethnic violence that erupted in Manipur. When the priests from Marthoma Church visited the relief camps, 20 children were selected to be brought to Kerala for education after receiving their parents' consent. They are currently enrolled at MT Residential School under the sponsorship of Marthoma Church. They arrive in Kerala in June. We hope to make the most of the opportunities here and excel in our studies to make our families proud, said Julie, one of the students. Despite being away from home, the students are determined to keep their culture alive, a reason why they chose to perform their traditional dance. On the first day of the new year, the children will participate in a prayer at Ador Mathorma Church and then spend their time at the house of Reverend Jacob K. Samuel, their primary caretaker, whom they lovingly call Hepa or Papa. Back home, celebrations are quite different, and we do miss that. Here, celebrations are more subdued. In our place, we have activities like community dances and all-night singing during the New Year, says 14-year-old Teresa, one of the students. Although they miss the vibrant celebrations back in Manipur, they find comfort in the quieter yet equally warm celebrations in Kerala. They find the people in Kerala welcoming and comforting, which made the festive season special. During this festive season, they have been visiting many churches, carol celebrations, and engaging with the people. The students experienced carol rounds for the first time and described the experience as heartwarming. Wherever they visited, the children were overwhelmed with love from the locals. In one of these churches, we noticed them playing with fireworks, and the children were excited and wanted to participate. The youths understood that and brought them a few, says Reverend Jacob K. Samuel. When asked how spending the holiday season away from homes makes them feel, they replied, "We do miss our home, but this is our second home, and our caretakers are like our parents. God bless us with parents here, and we are happy for their love." The students have embraced Kerala's culture and cuisine. While they miss traditional dishes like pork prepared in their unique style during celebrations, they have enjoyed many of the new dishes they tried here, especially porota. Ethnic strife has disrupted school education across Manipur, especially in regions like Kangpokpi and Churachandpur districts. The Marthoma Church initiative has enabled them to pursue their education in a safe environment. Manipur police arrested two active cadres of the outlawed People's Revolutionary Party of Kangleipak Pripak from Sangay Pro Mamang Leikai in the Imphal West district. The arrested individuals identified as Lay Sang Tim, Napoleon Mayday 35, and Thoktom Amuzao Singh 33 were allegedly involved in extortion activities targeting various individuals including elected representatives. During the arrest, the police recovered the following items from the duo: 3 mobile handsets, 12 demand letters, 1 four-wheeler, wider security operations, uncover arms, and explosive as part of ongoing measures to enhance security in the Hill and Valley regions. Security forces carried out extensive search operations and area domination exercises. The operations led to the recovery of a significant case of arms, ammunition, and explosive. Chorachandpur District, Molom Village, December 28, 2024. 1 Insas Excalibur rifle with a magazine, 1 9mm pistol country-made with a magazine, 1 single-barrel rifle with a magazine, 3 Insas ball rounds. Tingnopal District, Saivom Village, December 27, 2024. 2 303 rifles with 2 magazines, 1 12-bore single-barrel gun, country-made, 1 Pumpi gun, country-made, 7 IEDs, big and medium, 5 hand grenades, 5 Pumpi ammunition rounds, 40 detonators, 60 live rounds of ammunition, 3 mine detonators, 1 Motorola radio set with 5 chargers. Authorities emphasize that such operations are aimed at dismantling militant networks and ensuring public safety in the region. The recovered items are being analyzed for further leads, while investigations continue to ascertain the extent of the duo's involvement in extortion and other illicit activities. Security forces remain vigilant in curbing insurgent activities and ensuring peace in the state. The Guwahati High Court has instructed Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, and Arunachal Pradesh to submit comprehensive affidavits addressing concerns raised in a recent inspection report on the condition of various central and district jails in these states. A division bench led by Chief Justice Vijay Bisnoy and Justice Kaushik Goswami emphasized that the states must file their affidavits detailing the actions taken in response to the recommendations made by the inspection committee. The court also specified that the states must clarify if the recommendations have not yet been implemented and provide a timeline for their enforcement. The court referenced an affidavit filed by the Registrar General of the High Court on August 20, which included an inspection report compiled by a committee consisting of officials from the Assam State Legal Services Authority and the prison departments of Guwahati and Jorhat. The report highlighted unsatisfactory conditions in the jails across the 4 states and outlined several recommendations for improvements. The court noted that none of the 4 states had yet responded to the affidavit. As a result, the bench ordered the state to file their respective affidavits before the next hearing on January 29, 2025. By that time, the affidavits on behalf of all the 4 states be filed positively, the court stated. The states are expected to provide detailed responses and updates on the measures being taken to address the issues raised. Four workers died after inhaling toxic fumes following a gas leak at a chemical plant at Dahej in Gujarat's Bharuch district, police said on Sunday. The company said all 4 were given immediate medical care but could not be saved. It has announced Rs 30 lakh compensation to the relative of its victim. A company employee and 3 contractual workers fell unconscious after poisonous fumes leaked from a pipe at a production unit of the Gujarat Fluorochemicals Limited GFL on Saturday night, the Dahej Police Station Inspector B.M. Patidar said. They were rushed to a private hospital where all 4 of them died, he said. The bodies were sent for post-mortem and further probe into the incident was underway, the official said. The workers who died have been identified as Rajesh Kumar Maganadia, 48, hailing from Bharuch, Mudrika Yadav, 29, from Adaura in Jharkhand, Suchit Prasad, 39, and Mahesh Nanlal, 25, both from Sonbhadra in Uttar Pradesh, police said. In a media statement, GFL said the incident occurred around 8 p.m. on Saturday. The gas leak was immediately detected and contained by the team. However, individuals in the Wind ward windward direction experienced adverse health effects and were promptly given due primary treatment at our on-site occupational health center. They were referred to Bharuch Hospital for advanced medical care. Unfortunately, despite all our efforts, the 4 individuals succumbed to complications, it said. The company will pay a compensation of rupees 30 lakh to the family of its person, along with full settlement of their statutory dues, insurance benefits, and pending salaries, it said. The company has offered a job to the ward of the dead worker employee and said it will sponsor his education, including his engineering studies, the statement said. GFL said its team is working closely with the authorities and is fully committed to implementing all corrective and preventive measures. Bharuch Subdivisional Magistrate Manisha Manani said 3 of the dead were from other states. 4 persons died due to gas leakage at the GFL plant near Ambeta village. The bodies have been sent to the civil hospital in Bharuch for post-mortem and an investigation is underway, Manani said. The Indian Space Research Organization ISRO aims to achieve multiple targets with its space docking experiment SPADEX set to launch on Monday, December 30. One of them is to master autonomous space docking technology. The mission involves launching 2 specially designed satellites into space. Each weighs around 220 kg and will be sent to space using the Workhorse Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV rocket from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Here are the main 5 reasons why ISRO's year-end mission can be a game changer for India. The completion of this mission will unlock India's path to joining the exclusive club of countries that have attained special space undocking technology. Only the United States, Russia, and China possess space docking expertise. The SPADEX mission involves deploying 2 small satellites, SDX-01 Chaser and SDX-02 Target, into a low Earth circular orbit at an altitude of 470 km. One of the main objectives of this mission is to demonstrate the technology for rendezvous docking and undocking of this spacecraft. Attaining the docking expertise would enable ISRO to utilize the experience critical for further lunar missions like Chandrayaan-4. In addition, SPADEX, because of its small size and mass, is even more challenging due to the finer precision required for the rendezvous and docking maneuvers compared to docking 2 large spacecraft. This mission will be a forerunner for autonomous docking needed for further lunar missions like Chandrayaan-4 without the support of GNSS from Earth, ISRO said in a statement. Apart from testing India's docking capability, the mission's other objective is to send more than 20 payloads to space. ISRO's PSLV C-60 will carry 24 payloads as part of the PS-4 Orbital Experiment Module POEM-4. These payloads will be of immense importance for ISRO's space exploration programs and experiments. ISRO has called the SPADEX mission a crucial step in paving the way for further missions involving astronauts, sample returns, and advanced space infrastructure. The South Korean government declared 7 days of national mourning on Sunday following a deadly plane crash that killed 179 people while 2 crew members were rescued, according to local media. Acting President Choi Sang-mok made the announcement at an emergency safety meeting hours after a passenger jet crash, Yonhap News Agency reported. We extend our deepest condolences and sympathy to the bereaved families of those who lost their lives in this unexpected tragedy, Choi said. The country's finance ministry has announced that memorial altars will be built at the crash site as well as in 17 cities and provinces. Public officials will wear mourning ribbons as a mark of respect for the victims, the ministry added. A Boeing 737-800 operated by Jeju Air carrying 181 passengers, including 6 crew, caught fire during landing after reportedly experiencing landing gear issues around 9:07 a.m. local time in Muan County, 288 kilometers southwest of Seoul on Sunday morning. The plane skidded along the ground without landing gear and crashed into a concrete wall before bursting into flames with a deafening explosion. The twin-engine Boeing aircraft returning from Bangkok veered off the runway and collided with a fence before slamming into a wall in a fiery explosion. The 3 victims of the hotel fire near Khao San Road in Bangkok have been identified, including a Brazilian woman whose boyfriend proposed to her last week as tourism authorities were preparing compensation. The 3 who perished in the blast at the Amber Hotel on Tani Road near Khao San Road late Sunday night were identified as a 24-year-old Brazilian woman, Pimentel Canales, a 27-year-old Ukrainian man, Tuzor Victor, and a 35-year-old American man, Freeman Timothy Jr. The woman died in the room where the fire is believed to have started. The 2 men were pronounced dead at Vajira Hospital and Samiti West Chinatown Hospital. 7 people were injured, including an electrician at the hotel, Sorawut Liuhamai, and 2 Netherlanders, Marvin Holtkamp and Nadine Hoflin. Bangkok Governor Chatchart state officials assume the fire started in room 511 because it destroyed only that room. Of the 75 guests in the hotel at the time of the incident, 34 fled to the rooftop of the building and were evacuated with fire truck ladders. The Brazilian woman was found dead in room 511. Detectives assumed that she mistakenly entered the room while trying to escape the smoke-filled hotel in the darkness because its door was left open. She earlier checked in with her boyfriend who had proposed to her last week. They stayed in room 504 from room 511. During their escape, she became separated from her boyfriend who survived. The Bangkok governor said the hotel had been developed by the modification of 11 connected commercial building units covering a combined area of 1,515 square meters. The hotel opened in April 2022. There were 2 fire exits and sufficient fire extinguishers, but no sprinkler system because it was a small hotel that was not required to have such equipment, he said. Amorn Pimanmas, president of the Thailand Structural Engineers Association, said the fire likely started in the bed in room 511 because its mattresses was completely burned and only coil springs were left. The structure of the hotel was intact, he said. It was reported that 3 Korean men had stayed in room 511, but they were not there when the fire broke out. A hotel staff member rushed to the room at the shock of the fire alarm. When the employee opened the door, black smoke quickly billowed out. Detectives were looking for the Korean men to question them about the possible cause of the fire. Natria Thawivong, Permanent Secretary of Tourism and Sports, said the government would pay 1 million baht in compensation for its death cost and 500,000 baht for its injury case. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.